In the world of cinema, villains are more than just antagonists. They are the shadows that define the hero, the force that drives the conflict, and the characters we love to hate. But what makes a great movie villain? Why do we find ourselves so captivated by their cruelty, complexity, and sometimes their charisma? Today, we're diving deep into the psychology of movie villains to uncover the core elements that make them unforgettable. A great villain is more than just a bad guy in a costume. They are, in many ways, reflections of our own fears, desires, and moral dilemmas. To understand what makes them great, we need to look beyond their villainous acts and explore the psychology that drives them. At the heart of every great villain lies a deep psychological complexity. Villains like the Joker, for example, aren't simply evil for the sake of evil. They have an ideology, whether it's chaos, order, or revenge, that shapes their actions. Their motivations may seem warped, but to them, they are entirely logical. Take the Joker, for instance. His psychology is built on chaos, yet his very randomness follows a twisted pattern of its own. His actions stem from a desire to challenge the very fabric of society. He isn't just looking to destroy Batman, he's questioning the idea of order itself. Another key aspect of a memorable villain is their sense of motivation and backstory. Villains like Darth Vader, Magneto, or Thanos were shaped by their experiences, loss, trauma, and a desire to protect something greater than themselves. While their methods are extreme, they believe they are acting for the greater good, whether it's in the name of power, revenge, or a sense of justice. This humanization of the villain creates empathy in the audience, making them more complex and, dare I say, more relatable. Great villains also serve a mirror to the hero. In many cases, the villain isn't just the opposite of the hero. They are a distorted reflection of what the hero could become if they took a different path. Think of the relationship between Harry Potter and Voldemort, or between Batman and the Joker. These villains challenge the hero's values and decisions, and in doing so, they force the hero to confront their own darkness. And let's not forget the role of tragedy in creating great villains. Many iconic antagonists are not born evil. They are shaped by the circumstances of their lives. Killmonger from Black Panther is a perfect example. His pain, his sense of abandonment, and his frustration with systemic injustice all lead him down a path where he becomes a villain. But in his mind, he's fighting for something far greater than himself. He's fighting for justice. The tragedy of his character lies in how much of his potential to do good is lost in his pursuit of revenge. Some of the most chilling villains, however, aren't driven by anger or a thirst for power, but by a profound intellect. Hannibal Lecter, for example, doesn't just want to harm. He enjoys the manipulation, the psychological game. His intelligence is both his weapon and his curse. Similarly, Loki's charm and wit hide a deeper insecurity and need for recognition. These villains engage with the hero and the audience on an intellectual level, challenging us to question what makes someone truly dangerous, their actions or their minds. But perhaps most importantly, the greatest movie villains have an iconic presence. Whether it's through their words, their actions, or their sheer willpower, these characters leave a lasting impression. Darth Vader's iconic, "I am your father," or the Joker's chilling laughter. These lines and moments are engraved in our minds because they tap into something primal and unforgettable. A truly great villain doesn't just seek to defeat the hero. They make us question everything. They make us look at the world from their perspective, no matter how twisted or warped it may be. They are complex, relatable, and in some cases, even sympathetic. They challenge our moral beliefs, forcing us to confront the line between right and wrong, justice and revenge. So, what makes a great movie villain? It's the psychology that drives them, their motivations, their tragic pasts, their complex relationship with the hero, and their ability to captivate and challenge us. They are not just obstacles to be overcome. They are reflections of ourselves, our fears, and our deepest desires. The best villains are unforgettable because they make us think, they make us feel, and most of all, they make us question, what does it truly mean to be good or evil?